I jokingly say that I think both of our lives were kind of falling apart. And well, we both didn't know what was really going to happen next. My mother's company was going through some major changes, and I was going through some major changes as well. My marriage was on the fritz, if you will, and so she was kind of in a period of kind of thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do next? Do I want to reinvent myself? Do I want to quit? And I was thinking, you know what? My kids are getting a little older. I have a lot of experience in the fashion industry, working for my mom only my entire life, and knew I kind of wanted to get back into the fashion industry, but maybe just wanted to do it on my own. And she's turning 70. She was turning 70 at the start of the show. So I think it was just... I said, what do you think about doing some sort of reality show? And she's like, okay. You know, she was just up for anything. And before you know it, we had cameras around us and was kind of following us through this roller coaster.
I knew that it was going to be a show where the reality of me would be what I do and my work.
Right.
It wasn't, like one of those, come into your house and live with you. So it was fun and easy for me because it followed my regular work pattern, whereas for you, it followed your life pattern, and the life pattern was...
Well, I think that people are more familiar with my mother, even though, they haven't seen inside her working space and what she does after, they do go into her life as... more than you maybe think they did, but I think for me it was much more about like, oh my God, people are meeting me for the first time and learning about who I am and what it was like growing up as Betsey Johnson's daughter and kind of what I'm going through as a mother, single mother, and so for me I felt much more like I unzippered my soul and kind of was completely exposing myself to the world for the first time. So
did it take
you guys... No big deal.
I'm enjoying this because I'm seeing how long you'll keep talking and I won't say a thing, which is relaxing because usually in the old days I would keep talking and poor Lulu like, I can't get a word in. Now
this is the thing, is that everyone
thinks... It's reversed, which is great.
Well, everyone
I can sit back and relax.
We both take the stage at different moments. And you and I both
We're
never
doing
know
better.
We never know when the other one is going to take over.
I know. The show is a lot of us crashing.
Yeah, we see you guys go to couples therapy.
That's right. You've seen more than we've seen.
Okay, you see that in the first episode? Oh yeah, I dragged her to couples therapy too. I'm very resourceful, so it's like if you want to get your hair done a certain way, go to the best colorist. If you want to go to this, go to that. And so from a very young age, or I guess in my teens, you can have your girlfriends and you can do for so long, but when I wanted to figure certain things out, I was like, I'm gonna go to therapy, sit down and take an hour out a week and figure this out. So I've always been very into, I feel like it's a luxury to be able to go to therapy and get your bleep together. And so
but that
we live in the same building.
Lately, the dog we got
no
doesn't know how to pee outside, so we get therapy for the dog. Send the dog away for 3 weeks for like $4,000.
Well, that was a boot camp. That's boot camp.
And the dog, they're supposed to teach the dog to pee outside, not in the house on the rugs. And it didn't work. So it's like when
So you're saying that therapy doesn't necessarily... Therapy obviously doesn't work in our case
so immediately. When you buy a dog, there's no guarantee they're going to pee outside.
Well, and mother-daughter relationship is no guarantee, but you try. You just try whatever you possibly can to make things work and make it as good as possible. I mean, we live in the same building. It's lovely, but at times we want to kill each other.
I mean,
it's as simple as that.
Was there like a moment that the show captured that you were like, I didn't think that they would capture this when I, signed up to...
Oh, it got very real for both of us. I mean, for me, it followed the calendar of my work. My birthday, my fashion show in September, And for Lulu, she had a plan going on with the partnership that fell apart and the divorce and the da-da-da-da. So it was really like the perfect moments in 8-9 months to catch us. None of it was planned like, oh, this is going to be the storyline, that is going to be...
I think that for me, I know that, part of my story is that I haven't known my father, and I grew up, it's just been my mother and I. And then, of course, it came time to really talk about that on camera. And it was like, okay, we're really going here. And so the scenes where we're in therapy talking about what it was like for me growing up without a father and just all my thoughts about that. And I'm like, a
Went
complete
through a
mess.
lot of Kleenex.
Were very real. And, I think or hope that a lot of people, whether even if you've had like a Brady Bunch type scenario, like we'll be able to relate to just any, the realness that we have and just the relationship that we have and the closeness that we have. And so.
And how do you plan to, I guess, kind of reinvent your brand? Because you're kind of...
The word reinvent is kind of weird to me because basically...
She never stopped.
I just had to decide, do I continue or do I stop? Because it was an opportunity for me to choose. And the brand had been kind of established, and all my licensing categories were established for years before we tanked. So for me, I just knew I wanted to keep working. And I love Steve Madden, and we get along really great. And so it was more of, I don't think we reinvented anything because...
It's not like she became someone completely
different. It already existed, but it was kind of like I rejoined the forces. I signed up again at a point where I was out, without being thrown out or anything like that, but it was over because the company was over. And so I signed up, and I'm always a crazy optimist, but at the end of the day, it was fantastic that we sold the company. We had really crummy people come in as CFOs and CEOs, and my partner and I couldn't stand it, and we could see what was going to happen. So thank God it happened. Because what is that saying? Everything will work out at the end. If it isn't good, it is not the end. Marigold Hotel, something like that.
Oh, okay.
But what happens is for some kind of reason that you never know until you go through enough time that it begins to make sense.
And now working for someone else, what's that experience like?
I don't work for anyone else. I realized I'm not able to do that I need to do my creative director job. I need it very clear what it is. And if I cannot work under somebody's thumb, and I won't. I never did, and I think that's what I kind of stand for in the industry, as the little kid that somehow did what she wanted to do, her own way, on her own, through thick and thin. And no, I can't all of a sudden feel I have a big boss over me. If I can't fly, then they're not getting the best of me. Mm-hmm. If I can't be creative and pure and open and honest like I've been for years with all my people, then it's no good for me. And that's what this has taught me, that it's not like, okay, now I'm working for someone and how depressing is that? It's like, you want to change you want to change out there, you have to change in here first. And if you change in here, out there will change too. So it's been great.
Yeah,
it's been great.
What have you guys kind of learned through your experiences of having your lives being filmed for months at a time? What's the biggest?
I love it, because I'm used to it. The cheerleader, I love the camera, I love the whole thing. Lulu?
I love the camera, I love the whole thing too. I think that it was just much more emotional for me. I think that I went through a lot more throughout the show. I don't mean to downplay.
Oh no, Lulu. I mean, Lulu was raw. What do you say? You unzipped yourself?
Yeah.
Me, I had my work.
But that's the way I am. But the thing is that it's like no one was making me say or do anything. You know, it's like I'm very open and honest, and I couldn't have done it any other way. And I was just, you know, I feel like the past couple years have probably been the most difficult, painful years of my life. Just really trying to reevaluate who I want to be, what I want to do, going through a lot of lots of lawyers and contracts, and just, it's not fun. Yeah, so it was definitely a painful time for me, and yet, you know, change ain't easy. But I think the results, like you know, if you can survive going through all that change and come out happy and stronger, which I believe I have, then like it's all been worth it.
So it seems like the show was kind of your therapy in a way, like you needed
yeah. Much more therapy.
That's right.
Definitely.
And for me, it was a chance to see my life, what I've done, what I lost, what I gained. It's been amazingly great.
The other point for me too was that it was really important to me, or I was so happy to get the opportunity to finally show people that I'm actually like a person and a human being with feelings and with a personality. I think that a lot of people meet me and as the daughter standing next to Betsey Johnson.
Oh, I'm a big pink cloud over Lulu's head for her life. I want her to shed my cloud. I want to go away and let her flower. Did you finish? Because I'd like to say...
See?
It's so amazing. Yesterday, Lulu was with me. I mean, come on, Lulu, you're going on the runway. Like it or not, you're doing the finale with me. Like it or not. And because Lulu got married, had the kids, a country house, da-da-da-da, it was so fun for me because Lulu was a part of my life for so long in the business, and then you disappeared, and now we're coming out.
I was right there listening to everything.
Oh, I know, but then you came right out, and it was like yesterday. Everyone said, "Holy shit! Where'd that girl come from?" I mean, you don't recognize Lulu as my daughter.
I mean, I didn't go anywhere. I just haven't been working for my mother. But basically, it's like, you know, my friends know me. And they know that I'm actually more bubbly and have more of a like I can be crazier than this. Everyone just thinks, oh, Betsey Johnson, oh my God, she's this, and like Lulu's the subdued kind of, maybe just kind of not so nice, shy, quiet one. And really, it's like you just got to get to know me. And I'm actually, you know,
I'm a tough person to be with.
So
but it's
anyway,
great, I was just Lulu happy is a surprise for people, you know?
Okay.
A real surprise. And I'm so proud of you getting your mojo on, or whatever it's called, you know, getting ready to like rock and roll.
Okay.
So yeah, what's next for you? Because I know that you were partnering with the first episode.
God.
So what can we expect from you? What's kind of on the...
Well, you know, nothing in this industry happens overnight. And what I love about the show is that it shows that just because I'm Betsey Johnson's daughter does not mean that things are just going to fall into my lap. I mean, what I love is that it shows me working my butt off to get appointments, make deals happen, get it, like I have to go in there just like everyone else and show portfolios and stand up there and sell the hell out of a line and try to get a deal and try to get someone to want to back me and all that kind of stuff. So I love that it finally shows people how hard I've actually worked and all the time and energy that I've actually put into this. And then at the same time, maybe it will like educate some people who are just interested in knowing like how to go about doing that. But things are in the works, and I want to do clothing line and shoes and handbags and accessories and all of that, and it's going to happen, and I'm excited about it, but it doesn't happen overnight. It's a tough industry, and so it shows the process that I go through on the show. And yes, unfortunately or fortunately, I believed that my partner, a friend of mine, that I'd be able to really, I had the dream of having the same sort of partnership that I observed. I mean, the healthiest relationship that I observed growing up, wasn't necessarily my mother and my father, but it was my mother with her business partner, Chantal Bacon. And I guess I always dreamt of finding a real true blue girlfriend that I could go into business with, and it didn't work out. So I just realized I want to do it on my own, and I'm going to do it on my own, and so we'll see what happens.
Cool. And what are your thoughts on like collaborations? I know the fashion industry is kind of really into like the Target collaboration. There's a lot of H&M collaborations with like high-end designers.
I think that's fabulous.
Lulu can do all that. Calling all Targets, calling all... I mean, Lulu can do that because she owns herself. And me, over the years, I don't own myself. So that's cool. I'm 70. I don't exactly need to go into a new career at 76. I'm happy with where I'm at, and I'm so happy.
But I think it's great
the style show gives us a chance to, like, my girlfriends can see me, get to know me. They can see Lulu, get to know her. But Lulu is free. That's what's great. That's a huge difference.
In so many ways.
I see every day that she's like in the springtime. I'm already on fall. I'm winter. I mean, I'm cooked. You're fresh and unattached, contractually, business-wise. I'm like...
And what about the significance now of fashion bloggers? I feel like they're kind of the trendsetters now.
Oh, I know. It's amazing. You can have your own business in fashion and like...
I don't know that much about all of that, honestly. Like, I know blogging is like a huge deal. I just, I think I'm going to be blogging a lot on the show, and it's just going to be about me talking about my different thoughts or whatever. But I honestly can't necessarily mention or talk about any certain bloggers that I follow. Haven't gotten there yet. I mean, the fact that I can I'm working on Twitter and Facebooking and all of that stuff is like a huge accomplishment for me.
And I don't go. I don't go online. What do you say?
No, she just learned how to text. She just learned how to text, and she still doesn't know how to work VCR. So the fact that she can text me now.
And my television in the hotel room, I can't get that on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's kind of like the wildest memories of years past of growing up with your mom?
With this mother.
Wildest.
No.
Swinging from the swing at after show party or.
Oh, that was nothing.
Just walking down the red carpet with her is like a trip. I mean, you were lying down at one point, I think, and I'm like, Mom, oh my God. And that's where I get the bad rap. People are like, she's so conservative.
No, I think I was a good mom, right?
Yes, no, you were.
Lulu meant everything in the world to me and still does. But
no, she's asking
what's great is the contrast of us now is interesting because I've learned I just got to enjoy myself and be myself and do my thing. And you can do your thing now. It's like...
I think I was like every other,
leaving.
you know, daughter with their mother, where it was like, I remember she would stand up at concerts and just dance and rock out and be like, Mom, oh my God, sit down. And now, when I'm out with my kids...
50, you...
Can I finish talking? Now, when I'm out with my girls and just dancing, they're like, Mommy, sit down, you're embarrassing me. So it's just, I think in general, I would walk on the opposite side of the street of my mother. Because she was just so intense. I mean, when I was in grade school.
Years and years and years
ago.
I
just wanted her, I think at that age, because of course I beat myself up about it, or people have made me feel guilty because they're like, don't you realize how lucky or amazing you are that your mother's Betsey Johnson? But when you're 8 or 12 and, you know, it's like, I just wanted her, you just want to fit in and you just want to be like everybody else. And, you know, my mom would show up in like fishnets and a petticoat and like leopard spray painted, you know, hair. And I was just like, oh, to PTA meetings. I mean, so those I think were those were the moments that really, I mean, I would come home every day and her hair would be a different hair color. So of course, because of all the therapy I've been through, I realized that, you know, it was that not knowing what was happening next, which kind of really messed me up.
Yeah, Lulu needed that. No,
there was no stability.
There was 10 o'clock you do this, and 11 o'clock that.
But you know, I mean, I feel like I've dealt with it pretty well.
Cool. And any outfits or pieces of wardrobe that you both kind of own, or?
I don't know. Outrageous.
One time I made a corset and big hoop skirt and all that out of my hair extension hair. So I had a braided hair thing over a hoop skirt that was all my hair extensions. So my hair extensions blended into this, and it was at a ball in Venice. It was so I had to look,
But purchasing something outrageous.
I'm very far from the red carpet, and if I'm in the closet designing. It's like when I started, it was just do the work, just be talented, design. You didn't have to talk, you didn't have to look good, you didn't have to do anything. So this is a whole new. So I had a very pink private Idaho with my work, and I don't think I ever joined the fashion pack, and I like it that way. And Lulu has to just see now what she's going to do.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 bum. What is this? This is a Jaws moment.
No pressure.
Do you think your daughters will, get into the fashion business? Do you want them to?
Well, my 7-year-old is taking a fashion class and learning how to make patterns.
At the sewing machine.
And sew at the sewing machine.
Draping.
And some of my friends will be like, oh, that's great. As if I've made them do this. But I think they've seen both of us sketching and, making clothes.
And I think they see so much on television.
No, they don't really
all
watch
the
those
fashion
kind of shows.
stuff.
No. Well, so anyway, my 7-year-old daughter is an artist. She loves painting and making things from scratch. She's impresses me every day with that. And so she's just happened to take a fashion class. But she's not necessarily a stylish kind of girl, whereas my younger one, who's turning 5 soon, they both wear uniforms. And then, so at the end of the day, she runs home. She basically dresses like this. She runs home and puts on like leopard leggings, or she'll lay her outfits out, which I don't even do. Lays her outfits out. It's a little OCD, I guess. Lays her outfits out and makes sure that they match. But if there's a stripe and a leopard, that matches to her. And then she'll say, I'm going to wear different colored socks, just like grandma. So, but there's leggings, a tutu, a t-shirt, a headband, and a hat, and earphones.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
and I
fabulous.
go in and she's cutting the fingers off her winter gloves.
Yeah, in the summer. I mean, she's amazing. So she's a stylist, fashionista. She's over the top. And then Layla is the real artist, like more art.
Yeah, Layla's
sculpture.
The one that won't let go of Lulu's thigh. And she says, Mommy, I'm going to live with you for the rest of my life and do my art. And Lulu's, yeah.
My goal in life is
just
if
like
I
me
can
and Lulu. It's
support,
like, yeah.
if I can just
never go away.
Right. Anyway, if I can just like afford to pay for a loft in Soho for her to just do nothing but do her art, then I'll feel like I've made it.
It'll be a loft in the building where you'll live downstairs and she'll have the loft upstairs.
Or, you know, that.
Like us.
No, it may be better for her to have her own space. Or we could.
This is so fun, I tell you. This is just the most fun here.
Every single interview is
We're
like
getting
a
on a
therapy
roll.
session.
Yeah.
Without me crying, thank God.
Yes, no, oh God.
And I guess finally, how many cartwheels, I guess, and splits do you think you've done on the runway over the years?
I've done more since this reality show gig. I tell because no, it was not intentional. I was a aerialist, contortionist kind of girl for years, and so I always feel I should know how to split and cartwheel, but that's it. And
when was your first
doing
one?
it
You
so
can
much
figure it
anymore.
out from the...
When I had my husband, that last husband.
So about 15
the Cowboy
years ago.
Show. Lulu came out with Steven Tyler, Robin. The Cowboy Show.
So about 15 years ago?
I was so excited after the show. I came out and threw a cartwheel. And then it became a thing. And to me, it's like, I'm so happy to have something to do on the damn runway. And I go out there now and I just feel, they're all waiting. And I just know that when I throw my cartwheel, I'm in heaven. And, you know,
I'm scared of her doing them.
It's just perfect.
I'm like, do you have to do one this year?
Oh, I figure if I'm going to crash and burn, I'd rather do it during a cartwheel.
Okay.
I mean, I'd rather have it happen during a cartwheel. Just not a slow go. I want it. Lights out.
Oh. Let's not talk about that.
No, I love a carpeted runway. That's all I ask in fashion show world. Last runway I had to go out on was shiny plastic filled with rose petals, confetti, the
and that's
glitter
I
confetti
said death
machine.
by rose petal is like my
death by
dream.
rose petal.
That would be fabulous.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Death by rose petal. Like
That's a deal.
Slipping on a rose petal.
Yeah.